All right, this I just got in. This is the belt for the dryer. I ordered this. I looked around, tried to get prices. I got prices from $300 to $200, 30 days out for shipping, and some really off the wall. But I ran across the place on Alibaba. Decided to give them a chance. Sent them my measurements. Got a quote back, $30 plus $50 shipping, and I got it in about 7 days. I haven't opened this yet, so it may not be nothing but a roll of paper towels. Let's see here. Don't want to cut the belt. See if we can. There we go. Look at there. They said they would put the stuff on the inside. There it is. That looks like it. We'll unfold it later. I don't want to unwrap it right now, but yeah, that looks good. That's what I wanted right there. Let me measure it real quick. And it is 30 inches. That's what I wanted. All right. Next, I need to build my frame, and we'll get to work on it. I got these legs. Actually, I got 2 boxes. I'm sorry for the mess. I got to haul all my trash off. 2 boxes of these legs. I got those for like 80 bucks for both boxes. I'll have to find the price and post it. These beams I got from Lowe's. I was looking on Marketplace at buying some pallet rack beams, which was what I was going to do, but the guy wanted $20 a piece for them. I got both of those for $29 brand new, so I'm going to have to do some modifications to those. They're 7 foot or 84 inches long. I was only going to build it 6 foot long, but I may have a use for that extra foot. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's my heaters. I got both those on sale at Northern Tools. I want to say it was $60, $70. I had to find the price. It may have been $80 or it may have been $40. I don't know. Anyhow, I bought those several months ago when I first got this equipment. Was planning on that. I may have to get a couple of more. They may not get hot enough. Don't know. But that's it. So that's what I'm going to be working on. That's my driftwood. I've got a bunch of driftwood I got to personalize. And I showed you my belt, opening it. And that's my motor, my miscellaneous pieces. So let me get started on this build. Let me check on my driftwood. See how it's going. It's going. So, all right, let me get focused back on building this dryer. Quick update on the dryer build. I've got my legs together. I've got my rails connected. I'm going to take these out, this brace here, and replace it with this. I'm going to cut these down because I think my conveyor belt will hit this. I was going to put, I don't know if I'm going to go in here with my bearings and my rollers. I'm probably going to end up having to cut this out too for the belt. Just a piece of that, but we'll see. If I go on top, but I think that's going to make it too high. But anyhow, so that's going to be my rollers, that piece of PVC pipe. I did 3D print this piece here. That's going to go inside that pipe, and then my motor will pull that. And I 3D printed a pulley to go on the motor that matches that. So hopefully that will be enough to turn it. We'll see. But let me continue working on this, and I'll be back later. Okay, so I've got my frame together. These are the legs I showed you. These are my uprights. I'm working on getting my, I'm going to 3D print some holders for my bearings. I just temporarily got this up there to get an idea of what I need. I've printed one as a sample, but I don't think it's not going to work out. I got it. These are just stuck in there, not glued or nothing. But that's just a PVC pipe like that over there that I just cut down. I painted it just because. I did put my belt together to check it. It seems to be cut nice and even. I want to raise this up with my bearings a little bit. It may clear this, but if not, I'm going to have to grind that down under there. And this metal, that is the braces that were included with these, because this is one single upright for a shelf rack. Shop's a mess, broke some drill bits, but anyhow, it's pretty sturdy frame. I mean, it's sturdy. So I got to get my bearings things right, and I'm coming along. Did get my motor wired in. This is my motor. That's how it's wired. Got to do a better job on that. I just temporarily did it. Let me plug it in. Let's see here. Sorry for the bad camera work. And that's my, I 3D printed that with the key slot in it. And let's see. Oh, we got turned on. So it'll go really fast. That's going to be too fast, I think, but I can go really slow. And I think that'll get me what I need with the larger pulley bin up there. So on the larger pulley bin on the on the roller. So that's that. So I did 3D print. This is sort of my ideal of how I'm going to hold my bearings. Now let me get a bearing. This one is way undersized for some reason. I'm trying to learn FreeCAD and Tinkercad. I've never used them, but yeah, my bearing don't fit in there. But I think what it is, I did 20, and I should have did double. This is I think this thing is 28, so I think I should double it to make it the right size on my hole. But yeah, so my plan is screw this to the top of the rails, and then this slides down through there, and then this one's going to have screws in it, and that'll be my stop to adjust it. So I can unscrew that, and what they'll do is that'll go in there and that'll come down and hold this. But that's my plan. I'm going to redesign it totally because this isn't working, and I think I'm going to raise it up just a tad and make it a little beefier. So I'm going to try to figure out Tinkercad again and redesign it. Okay, let me pause right here. The sliding concept here is a great idea, but had I had some other way to build it, it would have been awesome. But 3D printing, it just wasn't strong enough at that upright part. I could have probably went back, redesigned it, beefed it up, and made it work, but it would have always been a weak point. So I went back and just made this a solid part, non-slidable, and beefed it up. I don't think I explained it well in the video, but anyhow, I ended up abandoning the sliding concept and just going with a slotted hose so I can slide it up and down the rail to make my adjustments. All right, back with the video. This will slide into that, and that'll be my adjustment. And I made this piece. What I might do is drill a couple of holes in it, and that'll be my lock it in place. This will slide in there, and then I'll lock it into place. So let me finish up cleaning this up and sliding this in here. I got to drill some holes, and I'm going to start another one printing. Okay, so I've got one roller installed. This is my geared drive. That was the first thing I pretty much designed on Tinkercad. But anyhow, these are my adjustment sides where I can slide them. And then down here is going to be a solid one that don't slide. Hopefully just to be able to adjust this end. But I'm going to try to measure it where I get it exact. And hopefully won't be much adjustment needed. But this rolls very freely. So yeah, I was going to put bearings in there too, but I didn't. But this is double bearings. But yeah, I can slightly adjust this, and I've got a piece that slides in here that I can screw down to hold it. I can either put it, you know, ahead of it or behind it, or I can put something in there to hold that where it doesn't slide. But that's making some progress. This is, like I said, this is just PVC pipe painted, and I did sand it where it'd be rough and hold. That's 3-inch PVC pipe. So next I'll print my solid pieces for down there. Okay, printing out my motor mounts. That's my little design. You'll see how it comes together. Hopefully it'll work. I'm also doing some laser engraving while I'm going. This one I messed up on, but somebody may want it. So letting that print, and on the dryer I went ahead and cut these out with a little grinder down there, did fine with a cutting wheel, and then come back and grind them smooth. I'm going to spray a little paint on there, but that should give me plenty of room to for my belt to run and carry. I've got this one waiting on these to dry. I just stuck these in there. This is printed these last night. These don't slide, they're solid, but I'm going to screw those in here in a minute. But that's where we're at. So moving on the little dryer project. Okay, my 3D printing, all right. So I 3D printed my motor mounts. This is my thinking on them. They'll go like that. That'll go on there like that. And that'll be on a board. Let's turn it around sort of like this. That'll go on a board that's on a hinge so I can adjust the tension. And then that'll hang down under the dryer. So that's that. And then I put this little screw hole in there. It's I designed that in there so if you could, well, hard to, but anyhow, that'll pull it tighter. Can't put a lot of pressure. It's 3D printed, so it's not super strong. But I did print it where it has more layers. But you could build this out of something else if you don't have a 3D printer. But that's that. So that's the motor mounts, and I got to build my little jig for holding that. A quick little update. I've got these rollers here mounted, and I got my belt on there. I'm getting ready to work on my motor mount. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. But yeah, it rolls pretty good. Hopefully, well, that right there is the only thing that concerns me when it comes around that part. But other than that, it rolls very easy. So there's going to be 2 more rollers. I've got one painted there. I've got to go get another piece of pipe. And then I'm printing out my pipe ends. Still about an hour to go on those. And that's where we're at. Once I get the conveyor belt part working, I'll work on putting the heater box on and the heater. Sort of working back and forth on a couple ideas. I've got one more 2x4 I'm going to cut and put down there. Got to cut it, paint it, and that'll make this pretty sturdy. A little higher than I wanted it, but I think it'll be fine. So we'll continue on. Okay, so I got my motor mounted up here. It's on a hinge, like I think I showed you. It's over there. There's a lot of big washers on there, but just didn't want it to pull through using those little screws or bolts. So now these are my 3D printed pulleys or rollers or whatever you want to call them. So now I need to run my belt. And this will be my first attempt. They claim you can put this belt together. So I've got a piece here. We're going to measure it, mark it, and cut it to size. And glue it, and we will see how that works out. Get it down in there. Get my, see it there. Whoops, you can't see nothing I'm doing. So I'm putting this belt together. This is a timing belt. I'm hoping this belt will work. If not, I want to go plan B. But so they claim you can glue this belt together, and they sell it like this. You know, in just, I think this is like a 16-foot section. I'm going to see if I can come up and put it together, which I've got quite a bit of adjustment there with my motor the way I did it. So I want to mark this, and we will see if we can put it together. Let me put a mark about right there, and then let me mark where the end of this one is. Let's get that back in there. All right, and then we will see if we can put this together. Okay, let's see if we can join this belt. I was told what I need to do is cut the top off of one and the teeth off the other, lap them together, and join them. So I've got a new knife here. I bought a new knife, so I got a good sharp blade. That's where that one ends. So what I'm going to try to do on this side is cut this top off. Let's see. I don't think it matters. The thing is getting it on there. I've got to take my roller back off to get it on there, so that's going to be fun. But let's just see if I can cut down a little bit. Try not to cut all the way through. I believe there's some fibers in there, but I'm not sure. If I ever get it where I can lay my blade down, I think I can just slide right down it. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like there might be some fibers showing right there. So I want to get it down to pretty smooth all the way down through there. Not sure. I don't think that's going to do what I want it to do. Alright, I'm pretty good with that. Now this side, I got to cut off the teeth. Alright, I'm liking that. Let's do a little cleanup right here. When this end comes together. Alright, let's remove those burls. Burls. Those burrs. Alright, what y'all think? There's some teeth, looks like right there. Right there, still one right there. I think I got it then. I don't want to go all the way down to that fiber, I don't think. Maybe I should, but I think I'm going to stop right there. So now, to join these two together, let me take a little more off of this right here. So what I want to do is come in there and put those teeth together like that. And then I'll glue this together. Alright, this is the glue I'm using. It was recommended from another website, so hopefully it will do the trick. I'm not liking that. That's not working for me. So we want to get these two together. It doesn't have to be absolutely picture perfect, but I want it close. Alright, I think that right there will work. Let me put it back on my block of wood so it's up. Let's make sure we don't have no kinks in it. Alright. This is our top side. Oops, it's already coming out. Probably too much glue. Let's put a little bit on this side. Feels like it's already wanting to stick. I'm afraid it's going to stick to my fingers. I should probably put some gloves on. All right, sticking to that wood. Ah, should have done that. Pro tip. Where's my silicone? See if I can get it right here on the silicone mat. It's not the prettiest thing, but it feels like it's gonna hold. All right, we'll let that sit for a few hours. How long does it say? I think I read on the packaging or something that it was bonds in minutes and then takes like 2 or 3 hours to become permanent. All right, we'll let that set up and we'll go from there. Okay, so a little update here. My motor's mounted. I don't really like the way that looks, but anyhow, when the belt's on the pulley, it'll pull tension on it. That's the belt I glued. I'll show you more of this. But I just wanted to show you what I'm doing with the top here. This was an old shelf, like a metal shelf I happen to have. So it's mounted on there with these L brackets since I didn't have any way to weld it. And so what I'm going to do is my lights will hang from these. I got to put my other 2 hooks in. And then I'm working on my belt. I redesigned my bearings here. Those weren't real strong, so like I said earlier, I just got a 3D printer and I didn't realize I could up the strength, so I'm redoing those. I did break this one, but it was my own fault. It would have probably worked, but you know, I took a hammer and a piece of wood to it and tried to slide it, so yeah, that wasn't smart. Okay, here's my redesigned end block bearings. So that goes in there, and then a bolt goes in here, goes through that and goes into the roller. I'll show you that on the machine. But I 3D printed these to where they're almost the exact. I'll line it up in there. Give it a little tap. Perfect. I'm using 2 bearings just to keep the rollers right. And then there'll be bolts that go through there and hold it on the rail. I printed these at I think 50% walls or open voids, so they ought to be pretty strong. It's not a lot of pressure. The pressure on these will be pulling that way from the tension of the belt, but other than that, it's not a lot of pressure. I think we'll be okay. So I'll get these installed, get the belt back on, and we're almost done with the dryer project. Guys, I'm almost through with my screen printing dryer. I've probably got 400 in it, maybe 500. I don't know. I have to do the math. But as you've seen, this is just an upright. The frame is made out of an upright from a rack system from Lowe's. I think it was a Husky or something. I have to look. And then the legs I got on not Home Depot, Amazon. I got the legs from Amazon to build the table. I have a 3D printer, so I 3D printed the custom inserts here. These custom bearing holders or pillar block bearing holders. These are for 3-inch pipe. And this right here I'm going to box in. All the way on the sides. This right here is just temporary for now. I'm going to box it in on the sides. This is going to be coming down here using this fireproof foam board. Going to do the same thing on the front, but I'm going to make it adjustable. The ends I'll make adjustable for the height. Working on my heaters. Like I said, I don't know if those heaters are going to be strong enough. But anyhow, so, and then this is my little contraption here I made. This turns the belt on. This turns on the heat. And then I got a little cheap Alibaba or something thermostat. Not really, not thermostat, but thermometer, temperature gauge. Not really thrilled with it. It's it doesn't seem to be too accurate. It fluctuates. A while ago I had it up to almost 300 degrees, and all of a sudden I looked around and it was like 120 degrees. And I got my heat gun and it was still 200 something degrees. So right now looking like it's pretty accurate. So, but anyhow, that's just, so I've got to be able to get to 320. Gonna have to work on that. But far as the belt and it running, going pretty good. I may switch these out to gas, infrared gas heaters. We had a dryer like that one time before, and it worked extremely well. Not a big fan of the fire and the gas, but it's those infrared heaters. But may have to go that route and see how it goes. But I'm gonna work on that a little bit. But that's it. Hopefully it helps somebody out. You know, you don't have to have a 3D printer to do all that, but it helped to be able to come up with this, make these bearings and make this. So, and the belt I ordered from China. The belt was only $39 or $40, but they, it was shipping. It was about $50 shipping, but I got it in like 4 days, 5 days from China. Couldn't believe it. All right, guys, that's the screen printing dryer.